The month of May has been an exam month. How'd your grades go? Maybe in some aspects it has been brilliant, and maybe in others you realize that you have stumbled over the same stone again. Don't worry, because June is the month of recoveries. So in this video I tell you how to channel these energies that still seem to be getting stuck a little. Let's go. Hello, how are you? I am Marsa Carbonell. I am a professional channeler, and every month I share these videos with you where I tell you what energies accompany us, energies of Mother Earth, energies of the cosmos, energy of us as a society and also as individuals, right? As a human being manifested on Earth. So with this mix, the beings of light tell us every month, what advice do you give us? What energies accompany us? Anyway, they give us a little hand so that we can always walk from the best possible frequency, and that magic arises, right? And speaking of magic, as you already know, this year, 2025, is 1 year of alchemy. And the most important month has been the month of May that we have just passed, because it is the month through which not only what has just been manifested, what remains of the year, but also the coming years have just manifested. Maybe the 4 or 5 years are manifested in some way with all this that has happened and that has been put on the table during the month of May. So the month of May has definitely been important. What has happened throughout your month of May? Well, at the beginning of this video, I was telling you about the month of May. It has been an exam. I was giving it a little this look, no, so that you understand what energies the beings of light recommend to us. Let us focus on the month of June. It hasn't really been an exam. There's no one taking notes. There's no one giving us grades from 0 to 10, far from it. Maybe you want to take stock from there. But no, it's not like that. Exactly what the month of May has brought us is a month of alchemy. And of course, when we work with alchemy, because somehow everything becomes clear, what we already knew and what was perhaps a little there in the unconscious, in the shadow, in short. Everything is put on the table. Then it is a month, the month of May, that he has asked us, right? He has demanded that we live up to it, not for nothing, not to fulfill anyone, not to live up to other people, but to live up to our path. How fantastic, right? To live up to our path, to live up to what we are capable of manifesting and what we are capable of achieving, right? From where can you walk your life? There is a whole alchemical energy that wants to enter you, penetrate your life and be part of your daily life. And to be able to make space for this new look, this new way of walking, this new way of manifesting one has to be aligned a few days ago to share a guided meditation to open your 9 chakras, which is what happened throughout the month of May. All this alchemy work. Did it lead us to open these 9 chakras? The 7 main ones that we already know the most, the astral chakra and the earth chakra, and all of that therefore gives us broader, more expanded potential. If somehow in some aspects we were not at the height, well, we already know what happens, right? The disaster zone appears to us, something gets stuck there. A stone that we don't stop having in our shoe, he removes it, he puts another one. Well, anyway, something that doesn't flow, and that also brings us perhaps out of suffering or concern. On the other hand, in other aspects, you may have noticed that you were shining and saying, well, how fantastic. Likewise, I have been wanting to heal this for some time, relocate this thing, manifest this thing. All this throughout the month of May is probable that it has taken a new approach, that is, or it has been placed perfectly where you felt it was your space. That is pure magic, pam, pam, or perhaps you notice that it has already begun to turn. No, that it has already begun to change the prism, or even here. Things begin to happen that are new deep steps, that perhaps before cost you a lot, and that now you have managed to take the step. Anyway, the month of May has brought us all these movements. Now the month of June, what it asks of us is good. Hug him and hold him. The month of June may not demand as much of us as the month of May, because what had to happen has happened and is perfect. We breathe it in, okay, we did the best we could, right? Because life is walking, and hey, the theory is easy. But then walking it, you have a trigulis. So you breathe it and we let go. But be careful, the month of June, we still have everything. The effect of the month of May comes from another calmer, quieter place. So the month of June invites us to reflection. This is what the beings of light tell us, and I'm going to share with you. An exercise through 2 altars to be able to do precisely work that is not only emotional and reflective, that is conscience, but also energetic, to give a plus to this month of June and everything that the month of May perhaps has left a little half-hearted. Clan finish placing it so that it expands. Notice that the best thing we can give ourselves these days is attention and gaze. The best thing we can truly give ourselves these days. It is to take stock of the things that have happened, because as I told you, what is being placed energetically in us now marks the difference in what remains of the year and in what comes in years to come, which are years full of many challenges. The beings of light tell us of many changes at a social level, so be aligned with our strength, with our soul, with the magic of life. It's the smartest thing we could do, so let's be cunning, let's get organized a little. To begin with, this video comes with plus, that is, look at the images that we are showing you so that you can get in tune with the seabed of the coral reefs. These are images that I recorded just a few weeks ago in Malaysia, so they are coral reefs that we found there and marine species. And this is all meant to be medicinal for you. At the end of the video, I will also leave you for a little while the sounds of the corals, which are what you hear because they are truly pure medicine for our energy system and because they bring us clarity and openness, which is what we want in this month of June. I will leave all this for you at the end of the video for a little while so that you can enjoy this moment, but as you listen. This video and the advice of the beings of light are already getting you soaked. So for now, we are going to look for what things in our lives that bring us medicine, that are medicinal, that relax us, that bring us center, that brings us above all mental clarity. We are going to enhance all that. Yes, so well, to start, you already have a little bit of the energy of coral reefs. This is a good start, a good first step later. We are going to take a little inventory of what has happened throughout the month of May, and for that, you are still not going to do it in 2 minutes. If it is true, it will take a little time, but there is really nothing more important than doing this at this moment. This is being really intelligent and being productive if you want to tell him, because how you focus now, it's really what you're going to project in the future. So take the time you need. But take stock of how the month of May has gone, because the month of May, as I tell you, has been very alchemical. Whether you paid attention to it or not, it has been very alchemical and has tested you. So, the month of May, how was it? It's been quiet, it's been harmonious. So, roughly speaking, in a general way, well, great. Everything that has been harmonious, calm, or full of magic, full of synchronicity, full of such goes well. This is going to hold for the rest of the year. Fantastic. Check it. We put the grade you want to give it, an 11 out of 10. We put a good grade there that we deserve it. Come on. And then in other aspects, how did it go? The month of May has been very demanding for you. It has required a lot of attention, or there have been conflicts, internal conflicts, conflicts with other people, conflict with what you want in life, with your steps, with such. What has happened throughout the month of May? That you notice that you have scratched in your life, or that if you don't look at it, maybe throughout the month of May, you have already looked at it and you have already turned it around because, hey, the month of May is long. Things have already happened, but if you haven't turned it around, if you have left it in limbo, if you have let it float and you have tried to run a thick veil, I have bad news, because that is going to come back. And he's going to come back next month and the other, and it will be manifesting throughout the year. Yes, everything that has scratched us and we have not looked at it and we have not put action in it in some way, that action can be an internal decision or an external action. Anything that we have done nothing about is most likely to happen in 99.9% of cases. Is it going to come back to you in that same shape? Or in parallel? Yes. Complementary forms. Come on, this year is coming to tell you either you see it or you see it. And if you try to pretend that you don't see it, well, I'm going to multiply it by 5 so that you see it. So of course we have 1 year that is polar, it has a lot of alchemy, but it also has a lot of disaster, which can be very high in some aspects and very low in others. So if the month of May has been quiet and full of magic, 1 year quiet and full of magic, that the month of May has been intense, demanding, scratching, and there has been conflict. Do you already know what the forecast is for this year? What's coming up then? Well, let's see what we can do, which the beings of light recommend to us. As I told you, we are going to take stock not in general, but in some way, in the most specific way. So there you can start remembering maybe scenes of the month of May. Hey, look, this made me feel good. Hey, look, this made me feel bad, maybe dirty, right? A little somehow vomit ideas on a sheet of paper, and you can be writing down, this was good, this was bad. And you have 2 lists, orkai, no, orkai. There you go, a little organizing what was there, orkai, what wasn't there. Okay, it's not that the neighbor told you that by watering the plants you were wetting her yard, okay, that's not what wasn't there, okay. Do you somehow have to go a little bit further, a little bit to the action of saying, well, what energy does that manifest? Hey, state that maybe, I don't know, I get dramatic. Maybe I'm not living where I have to live, but maybe I have to relate differently to my neighbors. Maybe what I have to do is take into account, since there are a few hours to water anyway, or I can put a small valley. What do you mean? In some way, the things that have scratched and affected you, which may be serious or not serious, the fact is that they have affected you as a person from the inside. Because you have to analyze them a little. Yes, so first you make this list in dirty and start doing this. This has been good, hasn't it? How about in specific detail, specific mode? But then you have to take that and see it from a higher prism. Eagle view, what energy does this reveal? Because look, somehow, everything that happens to you is a mirror of what's inside you. So if you take responsibility, and with that you don't need to scourge or punish yourself for all the things that happen in the world. But yes, if you take responsibility for what happens in your life, you have the key to change. Sure, if what happens to you in life makes you a victim, turn it off and let's go here. The story is over, but if you take responsibility and say, or what happened to me, hey, it's still unfair. I'm not saying it's not unfair or what can I do to change it. I take responsibility for doing something to change it. It will still be an instant change because we are filled with alchemy. Be careful, alchemy comes so you don't see how strong it comes, or it still takes a little time. But I am capable of changing the vast majority of things. I don't like to generalize 100% because we all have our history and our scenarios. And well, I am able to perceive that there are people who still live in very extreme situations. But still, what can you do to make it better? What can you do to live your best? There is something in you, you always have that power. There is something in you to make a change from the inside out. This is how alchemy works. It doesn't work the other way around, from the inside out, because it understands that everything outside is a reflection of what's inside. And this is something that we could philosophize a lot more about. But we would make a video here of 1:30 or 5, so well, let's get to the point now somehow. Or maybe you had a conflict with the neighbor and such, but it's not the neighbor's fault. Maybe yes, maybe the neighbor has a disorder, maybe it's also true, but somehow you take responsibility. Be careful, not blame anyone, but responsibility. Maybe the neighbor or Kay has a mental disorder and she's a little crazy, but I take responsibility. What can I do? In other words, within my tools, what can I do to change the situation or to experience it differently? In some way, I still don't have to do anything, just think or feel, hey, look, well, this is what there is, I'm not going to take it to heart. That's also taking responsibility, or K is okay. So the key of change is taking responsibility and at the same time making decisions. Because when I take responsibility, then I say, okay, well, I'm going to make decisions. one make decisions and things that don't flow. And magical things happen. It just happens and more. Magical things happen this year. Oh, I would love for you to be able to breathe right now and see some examples, because it is truly the order of the day of small things that have not flowed or but so many others that have magically given a twist to the script. This is the magic that 2025 wants to give you. So, if you can see these plot twists that have been so magical, realize it. That this twist of the script wants to come into every aspect of your life, and that's fantastic, right? It's like very empowering. All that has to be done is to make decisions, action from within, so that it manifests itself outside. Come on, go. Then we already have a little bit of the energy that the month of June asks of us. Recap. We organize ideas. Cha, 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 cha. We give you a little eagle view. And when I already have a little bit of the general energy, that is, this has flowed, well, I don't know, unconditional love is still a very, very eagle view, but love for my family, my children, what else could be seen of an eagle? Well, the way I have to relate to my work environment, maybe in the work environment not everything is full of magic. Well, concrete a little more. Look at everything related to new events. Everything related to Tal has been full of magic, but this aspect still hinders me. There is still a little stone, okay? You organize it like this in view of Avila on a list, and come on. Now yes, we are starting the energetic exercise that the beings of light tell us. Just generating the lists and becoming aware of this will already mark a big change in the month of June. Only with that really, only with you staying this far. The month of June will put all its medicinal energy on the table, because what the month of June wants is to help you put back what the month of May we have achieved. Fair, yes. And in addition, the month of June also wants to help you enhance everything that has gone well throughout the month of May. So, by this point, you would already have 90% of the work done, because the magic arises from within. But in addition, the student beings propose to make 2 altars. An altar is going to be for everything that already flows, everything that you already want to enhance in your life because it has gone great. You feel that your heart vibrates. You feel that there has been magic. You feel that, I don't know, the birds sing and the clouds rise, not something like that. Inside you, all that happens. Then you're gonna put that list on an altar. Now, I'll tell you how we arrange this altar. Okay, on that altar, you're gonna put the list of good things that have happened throughout the month of May, and that have also been happening in recent years. It does not have to be new from this month of May, but rather that this month of May has happened either whether it is old or whether it is new. If it happened in the month of May and it makes you happy, enter this list. The next list that you are going to make with 1 second altar is everything that you feel has hindered you or that you have seen that it can be a disaster zone again. There's the same stone again, the same conflict has happened again, the same situation, or it has hurt me again. I don't know if my knee hurts again when this no longer hurts, or when things have happened in May and what has been repeated to you, or that you see has been a disaster area, that is energy of frustration, energy of Jolene collapse. The immense energy from Pam on the blacklist, as noted, will be illuminated. We can now refer to it as the blacklist and the median. What's to be done about your words, oh mother? Well, it's been a little bad, but not as bad as before. This, attention goes to the list. The good thing is that changes sometimes take time. It is true that the year 2025 is full of alchemy, but sometimes, well, you have to give the matter a little patience. If there is something that is still hampered, but that is better than it was before, significantly better, no. A little significantly that you say to yourself, hey, look, things are changing, it goes to the good list. If it has changed very little, it goes to the blacklist. I don't have a strict brand to tell you one list or the other, so when in doubt, use your intuition, which is really magic and wisdom. They are born from there then, okay, you already have the 2 lists, and you are going to prepare your altars on the altar of the white list. That is that you want to enhance, that you want it to continue manifesting. You are going to place a mineral, a drawing, and a specific color. The mineral depends on you. It can be, when in doubt, a quartz works for everyone. Quartz is that it is the most beautiful thing and gets along well with everything and power. It has to be a mineral. Sorry, maybe it's an enhancer. Do you know any more minerals? Maybe you know less? Well, you can look it up on the internet or with Charlie PT. No. Now that everyone is so into it, you can ask him, hey, tell me a mineral that will help me boost. There you run the risk that it is a rare mineral, that you will not find it, that we are going to be practical in our daily lives. Maybe you go to the mineral store and there you will. Do they organize different minerals that are enhancers? Which one are you going to choose? The one who tells you the one in the store, I recommend that you choose from intuition, that is from your wisdom. And if you have minerals at home, which one are you going to choose? The one that the book tells you, which is the most empowering of I don't know what. If you feel right, yes, but what always has to prevail is your intuition. Why? Because this mineral will empower you. It will not empower your neighbor, the one with the plants. It's not going to empower anyone external. It's not going to empower me either. It's going to empower you, with which it is custom made, and things that are custom made sometimes don't appear in the books, or the one in the store knows them, even if he knows a lot about minerals. Do you know that? That's how it is. Within our heart and our vibration is the answer. Then take a mineral that helps you enhance in the face of real doubt, a quartz. It takes us away from everything. It serves us for everything, for a broken and scorched bread. So fantastic. It is also easy to find everything well. But if there is no mineral flowing through intuition, that is enhanced. The drawing is not just any drawing. It is a drawing that also has to positively enhance and expand. It can be a printed drawing. It can be a drawing made by hand by you. It can be a photograph of what? Well, for example, of a mudra, of a mandala, a photograph or a drawing of a being of light, a symbol, whatever you want, a landscape, an ecosystem. In some way, with the video, I show you the coral reefs because what I want is to empower you with this, right? The beauty and medicine of a place, but you choose what you work well on. You still work very well with symbols, you still work very well with mudras, with... I don't know what you feel is medicinal. Put the drawing or photograph there, not the image in some way, and you put it on the altar and then a color that brings you peace. No strident colors can be any color, but in shades of peace, if it is very strident, that color is not going to have the effect we need or care so well, it can be a ribbon again, something printed in a color that you have colored, a sheet of paper with a color. You can put several colors of the rainbow, but in reality the beings of light tell us one color. But if you feel like putting more, it is not a problem. First, a color to give clarity to the energy we send. What color? The one you feel, man. I'm not going to recommend black to you, but even so, if you feel a gray color, the decision is yours. A color that enhances you, since it can be anyone within the color range that we have. Because the important thing is that it empowers you again. Yeah, so what color do you feel defines you or empowers you or fits this magic that you're describing on this list and you prepare this altar? Yes, then you prepare the second altar. Is an altar that you better place them in places where they are not going to be touched much. Yes, that is to say that if you have children, I say it as a mother's mentality, I put them on high so that they don't tin, otherwise little things always happen. Okay. Well, the same thing, if you have kittens or children or see that someone can touch it, then put it at height so that it is protected. That important as an altar to your energy is like protecting a very delicate thing inside you, right? Or K on the other altar, on the one on the list to be improved, but I am no longer going to call it a blacklist. We let it fly. That concept dissolves because exactly what we are going to do is elevate it. Let's prepare another altar with the same thing, a mineral, a drawing, and a color. Come on, the mineral has to be one of these cleaning minerals. Obsidian, tourmaline, etc, etc, etc. There are many. You will know which ones you want to work with. Some hit him harder, others are a little softer. For example, for me, who in my experience, which I am not either, I know that there are people who are hyper experts in minerals. It may not be my case, but I work very gently with tourmaline, not Extiana, same age, a little stronger, with onyx. Well, I think it was the malachite that once gave me a very strong ride. So, well, everyone knows a little how it works, and if you don't know or have never worked with minerals of this style, my recommendation from personal experience, because it would be the same as tourmaline, but in any case, choose the same thing from intuition. We want it to be an altar. Clean any density that may be embedded. Is this second altar going to mobilize you, The other is going to elevate you, and it is going to lead you not to feel even more expanded, but this second is going to scratch you a little, and it is going to mobilize you because it is an altar to your person, and you are going to put a mineral there specifically. For what? So that I would shake what is embedded and can fall and dissolve. There's no better time than now with the other altar, empowering light. Let him scratch what needs to be scratched with alchemy, accompanying you inside and out. Scratch what you have to scratch because it will easily be convertible. So it's a good time to scratch what makes us afraid of laziness. Whatever's been stuck for so long is a good time. Then the same thing. Another image with a liberation mudra can be, or neutral mudra, that brings us peace. Or a mudra that is liberation. Well, mudra mandala, symbol image of a being of light, again an ecosystem that you feel that helps you like kera, kra, to live your authenticity, is worth from intuition. And then the color red, and the red, what a man it can be, a more pastel red, it can be a pink red, it can be a bright red, but red color. The color red is used a lot as protection within shamanism, which you already know. I love working on energies from shamanism and within all the cultures of the world. The color red is a sacred color that brings us protection from the inside out and from the outside in, yes, but it also places us as if in a place of incarnation. It puts the color red in a place. I don't know how to describe it with words, But I believe that if you have ever worked with this color, you will see that it places you clan, and what we wanted. We wanted to make decisions, right? Take responsibility, take stock of what options I had on the table, and take action somehow, outward, inward. The color red places us, and in some way also protects us, and also helps us root ourselves in this incarnation, becoming aware that we are here in the now. Somehow it's a color that brings us, the here and now brings us to action, brings us to empowerment, and brings us to be alive, yes. So it is the color that the beings of light recommend that we put on this altar. The same can be a paper, it can be a ribbon, a piece of cloth, can be whatever you want, a red flower, not petals, whatever you feel, but the altar has the color red. So you have these two altars where what the beings of light tell you is that they invite you to work. Minimum 15 days, it is a lot of days, but it is worth it with these altars. Every day you will light a candle for one and one candle for the other, for both of them. Which of the two altars is the most important? There is no one more important than the other. When we work, finding ourselves, remembering our light and releasing our shadows is a dance here, there, here and there, if we give more power to one than to the other. Do we risk it in any way? If I give more power to the shadows to stand me, I need to remember that I am light. I need the light to take me up, to lift me up like a balloon, okay? Then it's super important, and if I only give weight to the beautiful, I run the risk that my shadows will slow me down and I won't notice. Yes, I have like a weight on my foot, and I can't rise to my authentic truth. So the two altars are important. And work them at the same time to be very cunning also again. Throughout the month of June, find 15 days to light the candle. If you leave one day, nothing will happen because you lengthen him one more day at the end and that's it. But you are going to light a candle, and when you light the candle, This is already a personal recommendation because I would invoke the beings of light, no? The first thing of all is that when you light the candle, your intention is for that altar to work and you can use the language you want. Well, and I invoke the power of this altar that has been created so that my light expands, so that all the good things that I don't know, put poetry on it, but yours here, you put all the flourish that is genuine for you, because there are people who are more poetic than others. The important thing is that when you light the candle, you feel coherent with who you are. The binding is going to work well whether you do it one way or the other, and then I would invoke the beings of light to you. Help you harmonize, to help you see the signs, to help you be attentive, etc. And the second altar, I call the same to the power of this altar so that all the shadows and energies that could be holding me back are dissolved so that I can clearly see what are those changes that I have to make, those decisions that I have to do such or that I have to heal within me so that they can be released. And of course, you light that second candle and that's it. It's actually easy, it's being aware of them, remembering, and then throughout the day, paying attention to the signs. Throughout the month of June, the list will have to be modified because on the altar will be the list of things. EH, written chan 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 chan, then there is still something that you already have to modify because what was in the shadow is already in the light. Well, you change it, okay? You redo the list and that's it. You can also make the list of luminous things with space underneath in case you have to add any. And after the list of shadows, you can redo it and eliminate whatever is placed. Yeah, so let's take this June. We are going to take advantage of it to finish placing what has not yet been placed, to finish seeing the magic of the month of May that has accompanied us and realize that it wants to accompany us throughout the year and that, be careful if we don't put it, look. Do we run the risk of eating with potatoes? One disastrous year in those aspects in which it has not gone well, so it is worth doing your homework and acting as if this were this. The month of May would have been an exam, and now we were in the playoff, not what it is called, so that in recovery time, in those aspects in which perhaps it has not gone well, is it worth it? I really do. So well, I know that we all like to touch a button or do a ritual and have everyone magically solve themselves, and this year is full of magic. But magic cannot act on you if you are not up to the circumstances, and that involves taking an internal balance. Is it worth it? Is it worth it so that life can give us all the best again? Don't beat yourself up. There will be things that may be a little more complicated. Every one of us has our story. And as they say, you have to be in one's shoes to understand the reality and life of one. But everything that you can improve on these dates, take advantage of it, and what you can't, hey, whoever does what he can is not obliged to do more. So take care of yourself, pamper yourself, and love yourself very much. When I say we take responsibility, I don't mean we punish ourselves. Simply that we realize that we have options in life, both internal and external, to change those situations that do not fit us. So let's go there and quickly. What are the proposals of light and consciousness for this month of June? Well, they are the proposals that you already know. You can receive your ritualized month message in your email. If you are registered in the emails of light and consciousness, you already know that every month I send you a message, which is for you, which is ritualized, so that you receive that message that will help you understand the energies of the month of June. You also receive when you sign up for the mailing list. A guided meditation to connect with your spiritual guides, because this channeling belongs to all of us. It's something natural that's inside you. Also, if you wish, you have the course to learn to channel, where you can go a little beyond a guided meditation and see different ways we have to channel. How to deal? Well, maybe even with beings in transit, with energies that are not of light, and how to deal with it so that your experiences are very bright. You can see how to channel the same different types of beings. It is not necessary for everything to be beings of light. It may also be beings that we find closer than you think. There's a lot of wisdom and so on and so forth. So if you want to go a little further, you have the course to learn how to channel.
And that's it. These are the proposals I want to give you. If you see that this video can be useful to someone, please share it so that this June energy takes care of us all and pleases us all. It is a calmer energy than the month of May, and it is likely that we will be able to see clearly some things that we were not able to see during the month of May. So that's it. I send you a big hug. Now I'm going to leave you nothing, a few minutes with the energy of the reefs.
Because they are pure medicine, so if you want to take advantage of it, I couldn't waste this opportunity to give you their sounds. That's the singing of the corals. Don't you find it fascinating? Well, my eyes are already glazed from remembering the moment when you can leave yourself there. How to hold. You can visualize yourself floating in the water above the coral reefs of corals, singing and feeling how it is.
Medicinal energy, it reaches you, hugs you, and takes care of you inside and out. I hope you like this gift. A very, 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 very big